desert lives and breathes in 45 degrees. The time has come to say fair's fair, to pay the rent, to pay our share. The time has come, a fact's a fact, it belongs to them. Let's give it back. How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning? The time has come to say fair's fair, to pay the rent now, to pay our share. The time has come, a fact's a fact, it belongs to them, we're gonna give it back. How can we dance when our earth is turning? How do we sleep while our beds are burning?
Hello, Pastafarians. Hello, gentlemen and ladies. It's me, Schizophrenic H. Here we are in Safe Word Studios, streaming live out into the great dark. I'm here with Josephine and Rosephine,
Hello.
and 2 liters of very cherry cola. Thank you, Big K. And the very last of our Live Well ounce. Do we even know what it is? PW,
Oh,
right?
wait, test it. Yeah, this PW.
PW it was.
I was like, it's done. I'm getting it out of here.
Throw it away from me. You don't want to scrape it out with the brush and see if we can get any. Oh, you already done that, eh? Gone in the garbage. So, iLesson3 Trolling says it's alive. Yeah, we have woken. Totally not. Gibby says, hello, I'm back. Was out of town. Miranda Heights. Miranda Wright says, hello, my friends. I'm at work right now, so I won't be participating in the live chat, but I will listen to it later for sure. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Knowing that we have both people to sit here with us and ramble on all day long, and also people who will be listening to us in double speed so that you don't sound incredibly drunk
In the future.
in the future. What a time to be listened to still be relevant in the future. How nice that will be. Because I thought my relevancy was very, very short, and maybe after I spoke my words they would be irrelevant, but here we have testimony that no, my relevancy, our relevancy as Pastafarians stretches on into at least this afternoon, when Miranda Wrights will... Oh no, actually Meridian Heights is still here, because they are chatting. Totally Not Gibby says, you finally made it at iLesson3 Trolling. Yeah. And when we get back to summer schedule, or we get back off of summer schedule...
Correct. Off summer schedule.
I'll be streaming from noon to 2:30ish. So, that's a bit more later.
Totally.
Later sketch.
Noon.
Meridian Heights says, actually I do have one question which I could read the answer to later, Mitch. I was wondering, what are your thoughts on psychedelics, particularly psilocybin, aka magic mushrooms for spiritual, etc., etc.? I think I can get you a videotape of both Ben Brain Guy and Jordan Peterson Magical Made Up Brain Guy, both saying that these drugs, these psychedelics, are very useful in creating spiritual experiences. My experimentation, my personal experimentation, is I'm not quite as far along as L. Ron Hubbard was, you know. But I believe they're useful. What is it? Not Ben. I said him earlier, didn't I?
Sam Harris?
Sam Harris. Did I say Sam?
You said Ben. Ben
Sam
smart
Harris
guy.
was the first guy. Sam is what I meant when I said Ben. Sam's the brain guy. Sam Harris says that DMT is the way to go. He was inviting someone to participate, to go on a DMT excursion with him. I was interested in ayahuasca for a minute.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to work up to that. That might be a couple years away still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I live in the Denver environs roundabout, and the city of Denver was the first city in the United States of America to vote to make magic mushrooms recreationally available. Or decriminalized, I guess.
Decriminalized right now.
Recreational
Not available
decriminalized, yeah. You got to go find it if you
Yeah.
can find it. But, like, if you have it, then you can fucking go for it. So, if you do want to, experience some psychedelic drugs and you want to have a guru present,
Tour guide.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sherpa, as it were, please do think of me and myself. And Josephine as well would probably go with us, and we would be able to see the sites that have not yet been documented. We can climb mountains, new mountains, and scale virgin peaks, as it were. Wouldn't that be fun? On psychedelics through these spiritual experiences, because I think that I am convinced that the feeling that we'll have is the same spiritual bliss that people mistake for the God of the Bible answering their questions. I think that once you push the button enough, you will realize this is absolutely untrustworthy if I can manufacture... Hold on. Josephine has some coughing to do.
In the middle of your great words.
Oh, it was so good, too. It was the best sermon on taking psychedelics to meet the flying spaghetti monster that I've ever given during the live stream that we are doing
Almost
right now.
sold it.
Gosh. Ruined. I Less Than 3 Trolling says, yes, watch this live stream at double speed. I
Hooray!
incredibly agree with double speed. And so does Lonnie Mathern, which you will hear if you, I don't know, go back and listen to some old ones or continue to listen to some new ones. I'm not sure if I've edited that part yet. 5 more minutes
so.
today. You don't think we've edited it?
I don't.
Is it up and coming?
I think so, yeah.
Well, it's not in this 5 minutes. Maybe in
Correct.
tomorrow's 5 minutes. I don't know. I haven't even edited that yet. So there you go. So we will be premiering 5 minutes of the more conversation with Lonnie Mathern afterwards. Because we're feeding it to the YouTube algorithm, and the YouTube algorithm loves 5 minutes of content a day premiered and blah, blah, blah. They just love it. The algorithm just chomps on it like it's chocolate.
Algorithm.
The algorithm.
Is it like Al Gore?
Al Gore's internet rhythms. And the algorithm is going to get you. It's very bad jokes. Very bad jokes. Miranda Wright says, yesterday's show is incredible. That satanic guy was amazing, and the woman who was defending her views was super cool too. I agree. We were able to yesterday watch clips of other humans being very, very brave at resisting the Christian
Take over.
the Christian persecution, the conspiracy against this country perpetrated on it by the myth-believing Myth addicts, the myth addicted bullshit artists that can't even defend their fucking shit in the street. Yeah. I noticed no mention, Meridian Heights, about the video that we picked. The video about the guy who said the prayer in the house. You're only talking about the ones that the audience suggested we watch. Well, that's fine, I understand. I guess our clip was not that very good.
Right, it was another Christian. The audience clips were all about non-Christians.
Yeah, standing up to the Christians. But I suppose the second two is what I'm going to do in response to the first, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's my turn to get up there.
Yep.
Joe's saying that we've got to get a senator to invite us.
Yep.
So if you want to go to your Twitter and tweet your senator, you can just go to Google and say, who's my senator? Just ask Google. Just Google the question, who's my senator?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be like, your senator's so-and-so. Dummy, don't you know this? Every American should know this. No, that's not true.
Yeah.
You're an okay American if you don't know the names of your senators or congresspeople.
Mm-hmm.
Or governor, I suppose. Governor might not even be that important to know about. You know, small, tiny stuff. Unless you want to run, then you should know about it.
Totally.
Yeah, and you should run for office. Delicious. Yeah, definitely run for office. Definitely vote third party. Write yourself in, right? Because you know, if we let these people just keep doing it, they're going to do it the way they want to do it, which is the way that they've been doing it, just however the fuck they want. So the only way to have it not be done that very bad and stupid way is to just do it our own way. We've got to
take our turn.
Take our turn and do it. And we'll talk more about this in 7 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
Hello, gentlemen and ladies. Welcome back to the radio show. I'd like to call this radio show Radio Show. Here I am in Safe Word Studios with Josephine Leroux. She's helping me here by keeping notes and reminding me of all this shit and
Writing eye contact.
writing eye contact, things like that. Providing eye contact, yes.
Eye contact.
Eye contact. Yes, we were talking about drugs before the song. We were talking about psychedelic drugs. Yes, drugs. Less than 3 traveling says, anyone else take DARE in school? I did not. I remember the shirts around, but I never, went to a DARE event. What about you, Joe? You grew up in the South Bay?
Yeah.
In Los Angeles?
Just or what do they call those in the middle of school?
Yeah, they call them,
Not conventions.
cheeseburgers. They call them, it's time to go to the convention.
It's time to
Assembly.
go.
Assembly.
Yeah.
Fuck school for today. It's time to run down to the assembly like mad people.
Yeah. And then have to sit in lines.
Yeah. Assembly was weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know how, you sat on the ground? You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked up. We didn't have chairs. We could just,
Yeah,
just pick up a
and
chair.
it was usually in the room that was where we ate. So, it felt gross and
Yeah.
on the ground.
They definitely didn't clean it up first.
Mm-hmm.
Sit on the ground, kids. Sit down and watch this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was cool with assembly because, school sucked. It was like prison. It was exactly like prison.
Yeah. A nice break.
Nothing beats rainy days, though. Rainy recesses. That's where I soon, well, not for the first time, but we got to watch, Little Mermaid during lunch when it was raining
That's fun.
at Madrona Middle High School. We were talking about drugs, though. Oh, yeah. When we started talking about assemblies. Yeah, my drug experience begins rather late. I first drank alcohol, which is the first really aggressive drug that I fucked around with.
Mm-hmm.
Besides all of those culty drugs, like fasting and sort of that
Meditation.
elation that comes from meditation
Assembly,
and focusing.
singing and...
Yeah. Group elation.
Mm-hmm.
So I was used to all those drugs. I was a very addictive person by the time I snuck around and said, "Oh,
Yeah.
my girlfriend at the time had a bottle of brandy and blah blah blah," and I was like, I drank some. I was like, I'm gonna drink some. And she's like, don't. And then I was like, glomp glomp, and I'm like, haha. And then it was like, wow, that's awful. Brandy's gross. Although now I do have some brandy right here. Now that I'm a little bit more grown upper, now that it's been 15 years that I've been drinking, is my math correct? I'm like, oh, when you're hanging out with alcoholics and you've got to pace yourself and they're just going to be drinking, you can be sipping. You can get a really nice, whiskey, Scotch whiskey, and put it in a glass, and then when you take some, you just take enough so that you don't swallow any, because it just spreads out around your mouth and just evaporates, and there's nothing to swallow, and you just get to taste the flavors of it for a minute. And that's how you drink with alcoholics without dying. It's the only way. Learn to sip some 80 proof, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
86 proof, if you can get it. But do not sip, but 100 proof Fireball whiskey. That is not for sipping. That is for shooting and chasing and fucking getting it into the bloodstream. This is as quick a bloodstream delivery system that we can find. So anyway, started drinking, 25, learned a lot of things since then. Learned how to count. Definitely drinking has taught me how to count to 6, sometimes 8. Yeah. Yeah, in a way that weed never asks me to count, right? And yeah, fucking alcohol is like,
Demands it or you're
Yeah.
in trouble.
yeah, maybe have some sort of physical reminder. And I suppose I do that with money, right? It's like, I've got enough money for 6, let's go. So, yeah. But then, 10 years later, I was hanging out with my friends, and they're like, we all smoke weed. And I was like, yeah, that's a really good point. And I was like, I'll smoke some weed, and it was great. It really was great. So...
Crazy giggle time.
Yeah. So, yeah, fucking Nancy Drew, Nancy Kerrigan. Nancy Reagan was fucking lying about weed
Yeah.
being a fucking bad fucking friend. She should have been talking about alcohol, eh?
Yeah.
That's what she should have been saying. Is like, hey, now I know it's legal and everything. Come on. Come on, started a war, eh? A war, they called it.
Yeah.
It's a war on drugs. People are really, especially Christian people, they really fucking throw around these really violent words without much responsibility. Blah, 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 war, and his mouth is a sword, and like, cool, this is very violent language. It's like, come on! It's just metaphorical! Like, okay, yeah. Metaphorical soldiers in a metaphorical army waging a metaphorical war for the literal soul of the literal universe. Like, cool. Fucking, the stakes are real. The war is being fought. It's a fucking war of the words, but you're still soldiers.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Until they hear the God.
Right. Until
Of
they're
their God.
too
The voice of their
frustrated
God.
to fucking come up with another way to do it, and then in the end they'll just blow you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they can't do it anyway, they just kill you. So that's stupid, because it is a war, and they fucking used those words thousands of years ago carelessly, like fucking jacks, and then they said, hey, this is the only way, so you better remember this forever. This is not the only way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's
So-
one way for one person. Out
Right.
Of billions and billions.
This is a one-way runway,
That's
motherfuckers. There's no coming back.
Infinity of how it's not the right way.
And beyond what are you talking about? Okay, out of all the ways that it could be,
Yes.
someone else's way is definitely not yours. Because,
Yes.
yeah, yours is probably one of the other ones.
Exactly.
Right. Infinitesimal, that if someone has something that works exactly for them, and you're like, fuck, well, it's not going to work for me because I'm different from you.
Yeah.
So it'll never work.
Yeah.
I've got to find my own. Unless you find someone who's exactly like you. So either
There is the
work
chance.
on your own religion and build it yourself, or find someone who's exactly like you and use their religion. But I'm telling you now, the person like you probably procrastinated making their religion just like you did. So don't trust them, right? You're going to probably have
That's
to
a really
find
good
them
point.
and tell them your religion. So
They're
that,
probably searching for someone to
right, they're like, I'll just find the person who's just like me.
write their values. But
Right. Because they're just like you.
That's funny.
Right. So Mount Who says, yep, I took DARE in school and it wasn't all that useful. Cocaine happened at my school. Giant drug bust and all. Cocaine. Cocaine is one that scares me, right? Cocaine hangs out with fucking dead celebrities a little bit too much to be, like when there's someone dead in the road and it's like, so-and-so doesn't get to finish that movie, and you're like, fuck. Who's hanging around? Cocaine's hanging around. Alcohol's hanging around. And then some weird exotic friend, right? And like, cocaine and alcohol were getting together and they're like, you know who we should hang out with? And then someone shows up and is like, dead, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I think of cocaine. I've got to really quit alcohol before I ever fuck with cocaine. And I think it'll be like just a once a year kind of thing if I ever fuck with that shit. Because if I'm going out dancing and it's like, you know who's going to be fun to bring dancing? I'm talking about like MDMA or something, right? Like, that's where I am. Like, water, right? Like, let's hydrate. That'll be great.
Yep.
Yeah,
Some good music.
yeah. And some spliffs.
Don't even notice the time passing.
Some J's. No. Well, we've got to slow time down with the Jeremoana. Cincinnati Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Hello! Hello, Steve Moses here hanging out with us. How are you? He is one of our, Patreons, if you will go check over the Patreon. He's one of our Patroniums. I'm not sure that we have delivered on all the Patronium promises that we have made to Steve Moser. So do let me know if there's any links that we haven't sent you yet. And thank you a very gain. He says, I took dare. That's probably why he's a straight arrow today. That's probably why he's a great father and husband.
And Pastafarian minister.
Yeah, pillar of the community that he is. Because of Nancy Drew. Nancy Kerrigan. Nancy Reagan. And her war on drugs. Lesson 3 Trolling says, drugs have officially won the war on drugs. I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that when you put lies in your war, you know, someday those come out and you just slowly lose that war because of your goddamn stupid lies.
Yeah, you fought a losing war. You started a losing war. That was weird.
Yeah.
Same thing with alcohol. Alcohol won the war on alcohol. Like, they were like, we're doing it, we got a whole amendment and everything. And then like, well, the next one just unamendmented your amendment. Like, oh.
Yeah.
That's too bad. So, you know, Christianity, by the way, spiritualism, is what caused that amendment, eh? And secularism is what removed it. So, you know, that might have been the worst that this place has ever been, was when we prohibited alcohol for, like, religious reasons, though they weren't. They were not religious reasons. It's just everyone who did it was religious, has happened to be also religious.
And also happened to tell all their neighbors that they shouldn't drink. They were the same people that were religiously preaching their don't drink. It's
Right.
the devil.
The devil! It's the devil
Devil's
water.
liquid.
But I think, yes, I think the drugs have won the war on drugs. And I think, congratulations, drugs. Why don't you come in and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you like to do. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucking dangerous you are, please. We'll start with you, marijuana. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what marijuana sounds like. I'm marijuana. You fucking grind me up and bong me or bing me. And then fucking time slows down a little bit. And you can see your place in the universe.
You can see different perspectives.
On a scale of 1 to 10 of dangerousness, I'm light blue. Gateway drug to the psychedelics is what I hear. Because I did try some of the psychedelics a little bit. Haven't had any sort of transportive experience.
Yeah.
My experience with marijuana has delivered more sort of visionary experiences than either my time spent with mushrooms or LSD were. Although they were great days. Like every time that I had some mushrooms or LSD, they were very colourful and fun days. I enjoyed them immensely. So I didn't see the heart of the universe beating in front of me. But I have seen visions of the Flying Spaghetti Monster while perfectly sober, unless you count like sleepy or like jet lagged. Because Flying Spaghetti Monster is giving me a number of visions. The first of which, and the most famous one, of course, is the vision of the corpse of the God of the Bible. And if you do, I can tell you that whole story. I'm sure I have it around here somewhere, written down. If you want to go through the archives and find that.
Also come to Denver for your drug tour. And
Yes. If you, like I said earlier, if you need a psychedelic Sherpa. Denver is the place, motherfucker. Why don't you head out here for your spiritual drug experience with your guru and guide, Schizophrenic H. I'll help you hear the voice of God. We'll make that motherfucker talk.
And his lovely assistant Joe.
Well, yeah, if you want to be there.
Totally.
You got to bring the waters.
Okay.
Because
I'll take notes.
Don't forget to
Make
hydrate.
list.
Anyway, since we've just been totally demonetized on YouTube for talking about drugs, let's also listen to music.
Standing in the
of my life in this house, trying to find a way to get out, looking for a sign that I should open the door. This craziness is getting me down, but today is the day we break free. Today is the day we break free. Walking down the stairway to the traffic below. Anything could happen, I know. Hey, but I'm sick of everybody telling me what to do. I hear you, hey, but I already know. 'Cause today's the day we break free. Today's the day we break free. It's clear in my mind after all this time what I feel, my love. There's so many times that the sun doesn't shine down here, my love. Today's the day. Maybe I should wait just a minute or two. It's getting cold now, I feel so insecure. The future is a mistress that is so hard to please, and the past is a pebble in my shoe. But today's the day we break free. Today's the day we break free. It's clear in my mind after all of this time what I feel, my love. There's so many times that the sun doesn't shine, but I'm here, my love. And today's the day. Oh yeah. Here we go now. Today is the day.
That, of course, is from the Great Expectations soundtrack. Another 90s
Of
hit.
course.
Yep. Cincinnati Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster says, sounds like family vacation time. Yeah, coming to Denver for a psychedelic vacation. Guaranteed visit to the throne of God where you will hear his voice and declarations. Probably changing your life forever. You know, like, it tends to do that. Hearing the voice of God tends to stick in the craw of the mind, as it were. Memorable experiences guaranteed. Let's all go on a drug trip to Colorado, says I Less Than 3 Trolling. Yes, literally a religious drug trip, right? And when people say, "Are you going for business or pleasure?" You can be like, "Religion. I'm going for a religious reason. This is a pilgrimage of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the Mecca, as it were, of getting high on psychosyllabic mushrooms."
Yep. Talking to your
That's right.
designated god.
Right. And as an additional
X in the equation.
benefit, learning what X is. You wanna talk to X? You wanna hear what X has to say to you?
Mm-hmm.
What flying spaghetti monster's going on in his noodly appendages? Guaranteed. It's very. Additionally, it's very cool here at the moment. It's the temperatures, although are very high, don't get too high around here. So if they're just incredibly too high where you live, why not come out here to the fucking 9,000 feet elevation, just way up here where it can't be hot, because all the heat just fucking radiates out into the space that we're practically next to. Cincinnati Church and the Flying Spaghetti Monster says we will stop through Denver on our way to see them aliens. That's a very good idea. iLesson312 says bring the good shit to Area 51. Yeah, we gotta go through Utah, right? And them Mormons are cranky. Jesus, they get cranky. So we might have to go down south around, right, through New Mexico, Arizona, and up into the Nevadas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we could probably get it there. Rachel's a pretty happening place right outside of Area 51.
Oh, cool.
Or Rebecca. I don't remember. One of them ladies. One of them
Ladies.
Bible ladies, yeah. No, I'm joking. It's tiny. It's itty bitty. But yeah, let's do that. Come on by here, and we'll, this will be a good mustering point before we cross the Rocky Mountains. Because that's, what we do in America. We'll be like winter quarters. Let me tell you a little bit about Mormon history, ladies and gentlemen. Once upon a time, they shot our prophet, and we don't know why. We were just minding our own business out there, fucking our own kids, just doing what we wanted to, being a weird sex cult out on the river, and sending, people all around the world to tell people to come and join us, and so growing and growing and growing our city by huge numbers and taking it over politically and trying to change everything to be the way we wanted it. And then out of nowhere, fucking some people who were upset that our Mayor King Prophet was destroying printing presses so that his secrets couldn't be exposed.
Yeah.
Just because people were mad about that, they killed our prophet. And so we were flung into this very, very, very brief period of like maybe 10 years where we didn't know what the fuck to do and we didn't have a prophet at all. I don't know, maybe it was less than 10 years, maybe it was 5. I'll really have to look into it. It's some sort of deep history that I just
always discouraged.
Cannot care about, because it's like, I don't fucking care. Everything's a lie. Like, there's this vision of, there's this time during the succession crisis, they call it. The Mormon succession crisis after Joseph Smith was killed by a mob of probably his own people.
Yes.
In a jail that he definitely deserved to be in. And somehow had guns. Somehow in this jail, he had guns. And so I think that goes to show... Maybe it wasn't jail. Maybe he wasn't in jail. And maybe this mob was right to think that he was not going to receive justice if he was in a jail where they allowed him guns. It was like, well...
Yeah, I think it was a revolution. And then the next leader changed what they called it. They were like, persecution, of course.
Yeah.
We don't know why they did this to us.
And now that this guy's not talking with his mouth anymore, no one remembers what he was saying. But unfortunately, we wrote it all down. Now we can look at it all together and be like, oh, they're a bunch of hypocrites. They just said whatever they wanted to say. Just like some politicians I know. Just like some wrestlers I know. And some television show hosts. They just say whatever they want to say. And then that's fine because I'm not under oath. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. They can quickly be like, this is entertainment only.
Yes, for entertainment purposes only. So I'm out there, right, on Venice Beach, right? And, like, there's these yellow spots, yellow squares, where the entertainers go.
Oh.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And then there's these white squares, white rectangles that are smaller than the yellow ones, where the exhibitors go, or the vendors go.
Okay.
So what the fuck am I?
Yeah.
Because I'm religion, but I'm selling something,
Uh-huh.
and I really want to put for entertainment purposes only, right? So you can't get mad at me. So does that make me an entertainer like the fucking tumbling guys? Because they were really pissed at me. The guys that do the flipping,
Yeah.
they did not want me
Well, the
around.
entertainers get tips, so you can still be an entertainer and get money.
Right, and so, yeah. I don't. Nobody told me if I needed a permit to go to the white ones, though. Nobody said that.
But that's probably like tables and tables of merchandise, right? Like
Well-
t-shirts.
Well, why don't you watch my Venice Beach videos and you'll see the types of things that people sell on the Venice Beach.
Have you put them up yet? I would love to watch them.
Probably. Probably I've put them up. Yes, but don't go get killed at Area 51. Hey,
Yes.
if you're just going to see people get killed, that's cool. And if you're just going
And have
to
binoculars
see
too.
if they
Oh,
make it
bullets.
in, if the aliens come out, right? Because it might be a encounter at Farpoint scenario, eh?
Uh-huh.
We might see some decloaking of aliens and them rising up into the sky in grandeur to triumphant music. And then Q might come and say, you've passed the test. But there will be more humans. I'll be watching you. That's Q. I don't know if you guys watch The Next Generation, but Picard is back. I'm so fucking worried about this. It's going to be bad. It's going to be so bad. Picard is going to not be Picard at all. He is going to be incredibly 100% Patrick Stewart. And that's fine. You know, like, because let's say Picard had a mini stroke. Then he's not Picard anymore, he's Patrick Stewart. And he's like, you know what I wanted to do all my life? The theatre. I go, oh, okay. It's a different guy. Instead of like, the prime directive is what I care about. And that's Picard, right?
Totally.
Yeah, he's not that anymore. Beverly. Yeah. So, anyway, we're definitely getting an encounter at Farpoint at Area 51.
Yeah.
So find a hill.
And then continue on your trip to the border and let's go free some people.
Well, that's the different way, because the detention center that everyone's going to is in McAllen, Texas, and I don't know if you've looked on a map, but McAllen, Texas is as south as you can get in Texas. It is the eastern edge of that border, isn't it? Brownsville, McAllen.
Oh.
I went down there to do some... When I worked in oil, I visited that place in the 90s. I spent a week or two in the Brownsville, McAllen area, working in the oil refineries there and measuring their fugitive emissions. Yeah, I'm not lying. It's just very boring. I could show you more, but you'll just be bored, is what I'm telling you.
I've already
Don't
tuned
fucking...
out.
Yeah, that's right. Don't fucking poke me. I'll tune you right the fuck out. I'll prove it to you. I Less Than 3 Trolling says, shut up, Wesley. Yes, this is another thing we need to mention, that if we are rebooting this series,
Oh my god.
the longer it goes, the closer we come to answering the question, what the fuck has Will Wheaton's Wesley Crusher been up to in the weird spiritual gay space, the weird pedophile gay space that he went off to? What's been going on there? And the answer is, we don't want to know. We do not want to know. Get this shit off of here. And you know, it's happening.
Yep.
Season 3, it is only going to take them 3 seasons to exhaust every fucking idea. And they'll be like, well, Will Wheaton still wants to work. We could get him in here. And then he's going to answer the question.
Yeah.
Where you been? What happened when you went off with that weird pedophile into just mind space out of the universe? Because you're too good and pretty. It's just... Yeah! Don't tell us!
Yeah.
I think they did, though, like, in season 7. right?
Does
How many
he show up?
seasons?
I don't remember.
He returns in the last season of The Next Generation, and it's weird. But, you know, it's gonna be extra weirder. Because he's like your hippie brother that comes back and is like, no, we all should be doing these fucking psychedelics, and you guys don't understand. You know, your weird brother, and like, alright, chill out, bro. Although, you know, if you do want to, if you want to be Will Wheaton and come over here to weird psychedelic space. No pedophilia here, though. You're gonna have to go to the Mormons for that. Or the Catholics.
Yep.
We're not into it.
Yep.
Golly. Because that's, you know... Did I tell you about the guy, the conductor, the music conductor? Once upon a time, when I was a 17-year-old human on this planet, I was dating this girl from my church, because that's what a good Mormon would do. And I was a good Mormon. You know, except for, you know, this part I'm about to tell you. So I was dating this girl, and her brother, she was a little bit older than me, and her brother was a little bit younger than me. Or the other way around. And he was in my priest's quorum. And that's the thing that you go to do in the Mormon church during the second hour of the 3-hour church block every Sunday. When you are between the ages of 16 and 18. And you do it with all the other boys who are between the ages of 16 and 18. So I sat there, and her brother sat there. And let's call him Nate. And so Nate is sitting right next to me during priest's quorum. And then all of a sudden, like 30 years go by, right? And someone's like, hey, Schizophrenic Mitch, you heard what happened to Nate? And I'm like, no, what's Nate up to? Because last I heard, he was playing the cello, and he went on his mission to, like, Japan or something, and he was, like, playing the cello in concerts. And he's like, no, he's in jail now, because of how he went to go find underage prostitutes, and dated, underage students of his from the college he went to. No. Found underage people on the internet to become cyber boyfriends with, and have them send pictures of themselves to him while he told them how fat and ugly they were. And it's like, oh, that's weird. You're saying that guy that sat next to me was taught pedophilia by the Mormons and, like, really sort of suppressed it and zoned into it on his, like, secret sin, and, like, his Mormonism never helped him cure his strange Joseph Smith cravings. That's surprising, you know, because they just have so many systems in place to help people overcome these sort of predatory instincts, like, you know, protecting you, keeping you as a bishop and hushing it all up, and paying off your accusers, and getting the church's lawyers involved. You know, these very, very good and trustworthy things. Anyway, this is marijuana I'm about to be smoking. So yeah, Nate Madsen, look it up. You can hear the fucking, you can go read the transcript of of his conversation where he organized the trafficking of underaged people. Sisters was what he was hoping for, if you can believe such a thing. And I sat next to this in a church that didn't protect me from it at all. At all. Probably silenced some of his previous excursions into overexpressing a repressed sexuality. I bet that was hushed up and it was like, oh, come on, he's a good kid, right? So
Comes from a good family.
right, but didn't, right? Because his dad was a piece of shit. Like, his dad was in jail also for differently filthy stuff, but was guilty of similarly filthy stuff, from what I understand. Anyway, you know, you can Google whatever you want to Google. And instead of talking about that stuff, which is the dangers that we fucking hide from ourselves deep, deep inside cults, because we protect the cults over the fucking members of the cults.
Yes.
And that's the thing you see over and over in the Catholic Church and the Jehovah's Witness Church and the Mormon Church now.
Yeah.
And I really hoped, fingers crossed, that my people were different,
Yeah.
that we were not as bad as the others, but we totally fucking are.
Yeah.
How disappointing and sad. My people, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm still a Mormon, because B, they haven't kicked me out yet, but A, it's a culture. It's like, you can't, there's atheist Jews. Like, come on. We moved to Utah. I'm from Utah. Like, the people who said, fuck you, America! If you're going to kill our prophet just for fucking our 14-year-old kids, we're out of here. And then breaking a printing press about it. We're going to leave. We're going to go out into the wilderness, even though, like, our literal children will die along the way on this 100-day trip, which is about what it takes to walk from Guatemala to the borders of America. Isn't that weird? That these refugees are very much like my pioneering fucking heroic ancestors.
And none of them can feel that same.
And aren't we about to celebrate the pioneers today or tomorrow? Isn't it Pioneer fucking Day in Utah? And all of these fucking people in cages in the southernmost point of America where it was really fucking hot. And right now, I don't know if you know this, this is the hottest month ever. Since humans began. We've turned this month into the hottest month ever. Congratulations, humans. We've done it again. High score again.
Yep.
That's 10 in the last 15 years. Congratulations. We are on a roll. There's no stopping us. Woohoo!
We are the greatest.
To the stratosphere. Forever and ever. Amen. Shall we go? So, we can continue that, I guess. Or we can just give the planet to your grandkids already. Give it forward, give it away, stop pretending like you even possess anything, because that's imaginary, and then just give it to somebody else. Somebody you haven't met yet. Your grandkid that you don't know nothing about. Your great-grandkid who might be gay, okay? A person you don't know that you love, because love works through genetics for some reason. So, you definitely love them, right? And it's definitely theirs.
Definitely.
And we are definitely not taking very good care of the shit that's not even ours. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I should not have. I was about to... Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to yell at you like this. I feel like I got a little bit carried away. And may have been a little bit harsh on you. Because I know you're not doing it on purpose. I know you're not doing it on purpose. I know you're just doing it because you're... still maybe a bit too ignorant is the sort of nicest way I think I can put that.
That's how we're born.
We are born ignorant, remember.
Yeah.
We are all born into this sin.
Yes.
And we must work. We've got to lurky every day to free ourselves from the clutches of the sin of ignorance. And we will never clean ourselves. It's not a thing where you can be done. I'm not ignorant anymore. Every day, new things are learned that you are ignorant of. We learn more and more of our ignorance every day. This sin, we could never achieve perfection, only through flying spaghetti monster! Can perfection ever be even imagined?
This is why I'm an atheist.
Good. Well, you can be an atheist if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so long as you're an atheist that's into good music.
won't take me somewhere I'm not supposed to be. You can't steal the things that God has given me. No more pain and no more shame and misery. You can't take me down. You can't break me down. You can't take me down. You can't take me down. You can't break me down. You can't take me down. Love and hate, how much more are we supposed to tolerate? Can't you see there's more to me than my mistake? Sometimes I get this feeling makes me hesitate. I believe she won't take me somewhere I'm not supposed to be. You can't steal the things that God has given me. No more pain and no more shame and misery. You can't take me down. You can't break me down. You can't take me down. You can't break me down. You can't take me down. You can't break me down. I can see that face of trouble, and I'm on the verge. For the love of everybody, I need something more. And I will keep some days of trouble in the hospital. For the love of everybody, live behind the wall. Standing out
That was Michael Kiwanuka. Kiwanuka. In Polynesian languages, you stress the second to last syllable, but I don't believe this is a Polynesian language, so I don't know if I'm doing it correctly. But of course, you know, we never know, because the whole point is, what if there's some local colloquialism?
Pronunciations, yeah.
Yeah, because I come from a place. I come from a land down under. I was living in a place in Utah, right next to St. George, and it's called Hurricane. Right? You know what a hurricane is.
Yeah.
Bobby Dylan has a song about the hurricane where he gets to say the N-word, so that's fun. So go ahead and listen to that song. Oh shit! In fact, before I remind me of Bobby Dylan. Oh, thank you, card. Thank you very much. It's right here.
Oh, nice.
But when you go to Hurricane, Utah, and you say, "Hello, everybody! I'm so glad to be here in Hurricane," they all look at you like you're the fucking dumbest asshole on the planet because you don't know that the city is Hurricane, and you're an idiot. Mm-hmm. It's the city of Hurricane. Yeah. Because it rhymes with Leverkin. And you live in Hurricane or you live in Leverkin, but nobody in the world lives in Hurricane, Utah. So you're an idiot if you think that.
Right.
And if you don't know that, that's because your brain has a problem. Not because it's a stupid tiny thing of a group of people who decided to say a word wrong and should be embarrassed about they can't even say the name of their fucking town. No, it's definitely our fault for not knowing that they have a very strange way of pronouncing their own fucking town. So, what I'm saying is, in the town that Michael Kiwanuka, sorry again, comes from, maybe that's not even how you pronounce it, and maybe he doesn't know that because he never lived there, where the word's from. Because Webb is my last name, and what if it's not? What if it's like, no, it's Wham. We're from the north. We say wham. It's Mitchell Wham. Oh, is it? Because I've always been saying Mitchell Webb. This is weird. I don't even know how to pronounce my own name. Anyway. Every time I look over here, it says, "Shut up, Wesley." And I'm like, I know. I really need to shut the fuck up. But I won't, because I'm talking about Saint Robert Zimmerman, the Nobel laureate. If you do have Netflix, here's another segment of Shit That's Good on Netflix. Welcome to Shit That's Good on Netflix. Shit on Netflix, that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. Good shit on Netflix. Yeah. One of the good things on Netflix right now, maybe still, it was directed by Martin Scorsese. You ever heard that name, motherfucker?
I have.
That's right. It's one of those Hollywood names.
Yep.
Well, once upon a time, Martin Scorsese, boom, now you want to watch it, don't you? You don't even know what it is. He got a bunch of fucking documentary footage. There it is, found it. There's the word.
Footage.
And added to that, modern fucking interviews. What? I'm telling you what. I'm telling you what it is. Stop interrupting me with questions about I'm only answering. And so you get to tour around with Robert Dylan, Bobby Zimmerman, Rob Dylan. In the 70s, mid-70s, while they're doing some weird drugs, with some of the drugs we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. And they are making some music, and he's wearing this fucking white face the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is fucking cool, man. And with a hat with fucking flowers on it. Mm-hmm. Like, this is some pretty fucking shit. And it's like 2.5 hours. And it's just chilling with Robert Zimmerman during his 75, 76 tour. It's a blast, so go check it out. You don't have to do it all in one, and you don't have to think of it as a narrative, because it's definitely not. But is some delicious Americana. We go with Bob Dylan and a poet whose name I'm forgetting right now, Alan Dershowitz. Is that right?
Sounds.
And we go to Jack Kerouac's grave, and read some of his poetry. So if you want to do that, you know, that shit's available right now. For your cost of entry, ladies and gentlemen, for only your cost of entry on Netflix. We could use some Netflix money if Netflix wants to sponsor this. So don't forget to hashtag Netflix. Send some money their way. Get in touch with Safeword Studios to bring this thing to a what is it, like cable
audience.
television? I don't know. What is the streaming services? I don't know. Give me that Netflix money, motherfuckers. I Lesson Through Traveling says, is there a good Flying Spaghetti Monster documentary on Netflix or Hulu? I don't think specifically about it. The only one that there might be like interviews about Pastafarianism, but as far as like documentaries or feature-length pieces specifically about Pastafarianism, there's one that I've heard about that is premiering or just has premiered this summer. But I haven't seen it yet. It's sort of European. It goes over Brother Spaghettis' fights, and Brother is how he is on Facebook. So I haven't seen it. I've seen the. It's called I Pastafari. So I don't know if we can see it yet. I haven't been invited to a premiere or anything. I would totally go and wear my nice pants. I'll probably buy a new shirt for it, in fact. So let me know if I've missed my invitation to that. I don't often check my mail, real or E. I don't really do either of those very, very often.
If Going Clear is still in there, that's always a good one.
Yeah. Going Clear is an amazing one. Yeah. There are some other documentaries that are really good. Kumari is a really good one. That was on there for a while.
Yeah.
Going Clear is huge, though. Fucking go watch that.
Yeah.
That was one of the huge... Seeing the parallels, again, I'll say it, seeing the parallels between those first two prophets of Scientology and the first two prophets of Mormonism were just undeniable and embarrassing. And I really was able to see Joseph Smith as just a storyteller. And I was like, oh, whenever people were listening, he liked it, so he talked. I was like, oh, and he just cheated. He just said bullshit. And everyone was like, he called it truth. And it was like, oh shit, we're fucked, right? This guy just was an habitual liar. And following habitual liars only leads you into cults. I don't know any kind of way to say it, that you have to value truth. You must know that it is a thing worth valuing, and that if your methods require you to deny that there is such a thing as truth and reality, then surely you must be striving for something that is evil. Surely it cannot be beneficial to the coexistence that we have here if it requires a sort of tenuous grasp on what is true, right? True is what we believe. Surely this cannot lead to moral outcomes, right? We can change truth if we want it bad enough. We can't. Good things don't come from this. So let's not do it. So anyway, more documentaries. Kumari is really great. It's about this guy who was a sort of actor, didn't know what to do, went back to his parents' sort of where they emigrated from, see the homeland, sort of know the history of his parents, spent a year there, grew his beard out, and he came back and he'd done this character that was a guru, and he'd done it for a year, and then he fucking revealed himself, and he broke everybody's heart, and he fucking cried about it for years. Not to give it away or anything, but, you know, go watch it. No, that was not spoilers. The story has an ending. That's not spoilers. Look at my dog. My dog wants to come in now. Oh no, he doesn't. He wants to bask in the sunlight like a lion, because he is a champion, and you're gonna hear him roar. Yeah. So other good shit on Netflix, though it's not on Netflix, is it's on Amazon. You might have Amazon Prime, but you can watch Good Omens, practically or effectively co-written by the great prophet, the late great prophet Sir Terry Pratchett, and the living Neil Gaiman, who also, you know, I enjoy his works. I've read some of his works and have enjoyed them. I'm a little bit on the sort of maggoty side for me, no offense. Though Terry Pratchett is a little bit on the nerdy side for me as well, as is you know, many other things I like. Doctor Who, right, is always just a bit too fucking low budget.
Yeah.
Any BBC production is basically what I'm saying.
Cringe in it.
Yeah, a little bit of cringe, and you can never really say to someone, "Oh, you should watch it," right? The only thing that you can really say is, "I like it, right? If you're saying this is a movie you need to see, no, it's like I'm going to go my whole life without seeing Doctor Who. It's like, okay, cool, that's an option, right? I'm not going to talk you out of that at all. You get no peer pressure from me. I'm just going to say I like it. And Monty Python, right? A little bit. But definitely not, well, maybe Fawlty Towers. I don't know. I'll have to revisit it.
That was super cringe for me for a
Is
while.
it? Well, but that's just the same with that's just no. But that's a different cringe. You're talking about the Arrested Development cringe.
Yeah.
Of like living with an impossible situation that you cannot criticize, right? Like, because that's the joke in Arrested Development is Michael, right? Michael is the central character. And his problem is his parents and his brothers and sister are absolutely insane. And there's nothing he can do about it. He has to just stay there and be who they tell him he is, right? And so, like, his inability to change the situation, no matter just saying it right to their face, and they just can't hear it. And that was the joke. And so the reason that you cringed about it was that is exactly the description of our situation, both with the narcissistic Mormon church and the narcissistic members of our family.
Yes.
Like, we were in that exact situation of, you can look them in the eye and say, it's because you're in a cult, and they'll just pretend like you said, I love you. So it's just weird. It's just weird. You can say, I know what's wrong with you. And then be like, la 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 la. There was this one time, and I'm not going to tell you the name of the person who this is, but I was in, I have friendships with humans in real life, and these humans often get married and break up. And so, you know, when you're friends with two people and they break up, it's sort of like, you know, in your life. And there were two people breaking up, and they happened to be a man and a woman, and the woman was saying, hey, you know, he was violent to me. And we're like, okay, that's weird. We'll be there tomorrow, and we'll figure this out. And then he got out of custody from the mind doctors, and we were like, so what happened to him? And he said, well, here's what happened. And we're like, oh, it sounds like someone was trying to get you to commit suicide. Like, someone was exacerbating your emotional and physical scars such that you would be depressed enough to take your life on that night. And she literally was like covering her ears and saying, make it stop, make it stop. And it was amazing to me because literally they have defense mechanisms that come into place so that they don't have to hear the
where they're wrong.
Thing that they have, and they know what it is. Like, you're not letting them know. They've been there building defenses around it, right? Like, so with these Christians, when you're like, cool, but the Bible's mythology. And they're like, I never hear what you're saying, right? I hear something else, right? It's this whole thing about Satan and fooled and science is leading us this other way. And all I'm saying is 6,000 years is a really bad answer when someone says, how old's the planet? I give bad answers because I give like some billions, right? I think I confuse the age of the universe with the age of the earth sometimes.
Me too.
How embarrassing. It's 4 times different. Cool. It's embarrassing to be 4 times different, and I feel like an idiot. But how many times different are they? Thousands of millions, aren't they? So fucking... Can you be a little bit embarrassed about how wrong you are about some of these questions? When we ask you how old is language and you say, well, the Tower of Babel was in the year, and you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about really, in a real world that all the humans can agree on. Not your God told you, not that. And like, they just can't hear how stupid it is.
That thing you say is, can't they feel embarrassed? That's what they're doing by building defenses, to not feel embarrassed. They don't ever want to feel embarrassed.
Right, and so that's the sort of double down. Okay, I don't know. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the store. Kumari, isn't that right? It's not. Yeah. How do you spell that? Kumari. That's a good question. I'll look it up right now, but you're going to have to remember the thing that I'm not remembering anymore. Look at one of those squeezers on the ground. That's not right. Kumari goddess. No, that's not it. Kumari Guru, right? Documentary. Kumari. No, Kumare with an E with an agrave at the end. Kumare. I don't think that's the agrave. I think it's the other one. You know what the other one's called? Me neither. Kumari. Look at this. I can copy paste it. That's a thing I can do. I can link it to you. Look, look at this. Remember the other day when I was like playing you some audio and you're like, you know, you could show us the video, and I was like, that's right, it's 1 button away. It's 1 click away. So yeah. Alright, what were we talking about? Forgot it. Marijuana. We were talking about... I was thinking about when I was a sailor. You guys know that one? Because you're about to. Have you already searched it for me, computer? If anybody knows how to get that auto search, that at any point you make a reference, either a movie reference or a reference to a song,
Pops up in
that it
your
just
window.
pops it right up, so that everyone knows that you made a reference. And if they want to fucking do the homework, there it is right there. I can link it to you if you want to. So is that app around? I want that app around. And if NSA is already recording all of my things, all of everything I say, because I think NSA is, because A, I'm the leader of a cult.
Right.
B, I do a lot of drugs and smell like drugs as I travel. Wait, those are 2 sentences. I do a lot of drugs. Period. I also definitely smell like drugs when I travel. I don't travel with drugs because I don't want to fuck with those guys. And even though I don't travel with drugs, and I never do, I got my fucking testicles rubbed this last time I went to LA. Okay? So, this is a rough gig, guys. I don't know when the last time they fucking checked your nuts was, but mine was less than a month ago. Maybe a little bit more than a month ago. They were like, yeah, but do you have, you got any drugs in your nuts? And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, you can check if you want, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to be rubbing you. Okay. Put your foot forward, he said. All right.
Nice.
Thanks, TSA, for keeping me safe from my own drugs. Though I don't travel with them. I buy local, is what I do. When I arrive, I say, where are the legal drugs? And they say, here are our dispensaries. I had a dispensary experience in LA that blew my fucking mind. Now, here in Colorado, we've had recreational druggage since 2014. And Colorado is a smallish state. And so Denver's the biggest part of it with 12 million I don't know how many million in Denver. Maybe 5. I don't know. 5. Let's say 5 million in the greater Denver area, just as a number.
Google.
And there's what, 16, 20 in Los Angeles alone? So like, how many million in the whole state of California? So, you know, it's really tight over here. Like, you go in, and
Restrictive.
yeah,
over here.
you can only you got to open at 10 and close at 7, right? So everyone closes at 6:55. You know, because if you sell weed after 7, you're fucking done, brother. Like, it's crazy how tight it is here.
Yeah.
You walk
You
into
have
a
to
room.
have a certain kind of security.
Yeah,
cameras.
they tell you what cameras to have.
Yeah.
You walk into a room, and someone checks your ID, okay? And then you go into the other room where the weed is. And there's no windows there, right? Like, all the windows are blocked out,
Yeah.
right? And then you can leave. And they both sort of check your ID, and they put it down. I had an experience.
Your bags have to be like stapled with the receipt.
Yeah, they roll it over, they staple it. It's
Yeah.
all in fucking can't open it if you're a kid shit.
Yeah.
Right? I go to this place in LA, and I'm not going to tell you where it is because it's so rad that I don't want arseholes like you there. And I definitely don't want people to know that they are sort of acting the way they're acting.
Oh, I see.
No one checked my ID. Now, I've got grey in my beard, and I respect that as I'm over 21, guys. But I think it's more about bookkeeping at these places, isn't it? Like, there were no locked doors between me and the weed at this place, and no one checked my ID. And, I'm not going to tell you the next bit. It's too...
Wow.
It'll identify you. It'll identify the place.
You are a tease.
Yeah. I was going to tell you one more thing about it, but it was like, maybe it makes it too much information. I don't want to dox these people, what I'm saying. I went to this other place where it's just one door in, and all the fucking merchandise is right out there on the counters. You pick it, you're like, I'll take one of these, please. You hand it to her. And all the joints are right there. Yeah, it blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, the casualness out there compared to Denver's.
Yeah, I ain't never seen
Rigid.
nothing like this. Nothing like this. I trimmed in a place. Well, I tried to get out there a couple times. One of the times I tried trimming weed, even though I knew I was allergic to it, because I thought, you know, maybe here in California, where everyone gives a shit about quality, it'll be nice, clean weed. Oh my God. Oh mine holy God in heaven. I can't even begin to tell you the working conditions of this place. It was disgusting. And I can tell you who they were, Hollyweed. They were crazy. Go check them out. The room that they trim weed in, the roof is 5'6".
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm 6'2.5", 3 sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I couldn't stand up tall, straight in the room that I was trimming the
It's a
weed
little
in.
cave.
Yeah. And there's a weirder cave right next to it where they keep the weed. It's like a step up and like no lights. Oh my God. This place was fucking kooky. Oh my God. The ground was wet. The stairs were wet.
Wow.
Yeah. The stairs were like, you know, the 2 steep stairs, you know, and they were wet, and you had to go down them into the basement to get to the two small room where we
Were they like
trimmed the weed.
cement or like metal stairs?
Yeah, they were concrete, right? Poured in place, stairs. This place, this fucking place. Hopefully they've moved, though I doubt it. Also, went in for a trimming job there. No one ever checked any of my IDs.
To work.
There. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you don't have any IDs, but you still want to work in the weed industry, you know, they'll take you. It's a little bit of that. A little bit of that for you.
Yep.
Did I look up a thing and then we watched it? Or did that even happen?
I have no idea.
Were we going to watch something? No. Fucking YouTube was supposed to listen to the thing that I say and make a reference about it.
Right. Pop up its own window.
But it never did that. God damn it. Anyway, during one of these recent musical breaks, of which we're going to have many, many more, because music is music is a religion also. I know some people who forego many of these cults and are able to sort of use music in its place. think that might be one of the safest cults. Although, you know, music is used in most cults. Like, I don't know if you can just do it on its own, like upper level stuff of like music is my religion. I think it has to be incorporated into bigger rituals and closeness.
I grew up in a religion that was like, only listen to our music, and so I listened to this stuff called EFY music, and it was like members making kind of poppy music, you know, stuff that'd be on the radios if it was better. But they all talked
if they had a little bit better producer.
Yeah. Right? But they all talked about how we're sinners and we don't deserve to get back to heaven, and you know, like just this really shitty kind of ideas about oneself.
Yeah.
And so, music can be harmful if you're told only to listen to their music.
Yeah.
It's not the harmful vibes.
Well, right, but that's the point, is if you're worshipping specifically music, right? If you say music is my religion, you're not saying this narrow fucking thing,
true.
right? You're saying,
they would be exploring, hopefully,
as much as music can offer, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe you'll see some strange things along the way. But maybe music isn't like a perfect guide, right? You know, maybe it's sort of dangerous like alcohol. Who knows? You were talking about EFY music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we talk about that though, because the last time I was in music, we set the premiere of the next 5 minutes, and we set it and it's ready. It's going to be premiering today at a time that I forgot. It's either 12 at 12:15 or 11:45 or 11:30. It's probably 12:15.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's most probably 12:15.
But I didn't see you pick, so
we're not positive. Yeah. There's no like fucking proof anywhere. It's just sort of memories and shadows of memories covered in a very cherry veneer. But after today's stream, or perhaps even during, because what would feed the algorithm? Because the YouTube algorithm loves fucking self-referential shit. The more you can like turn it in on itself and like loop it in on itself like a delicious jellied pastry, YouTube is just like this. Yes, this is the purest. This is the most self-referential YouTube premiere that has ever premiered. And so, you know, watching, first of all, we could preview it like we done the other day. That was rad, double speed preview of a thing premiere that's coming up during the pre-show, which we've been doing for an hour-ish since at 10:05 it says right here on my chart. But, you know, we don't have to give the fucking algorithm everything it fucking wants, dude.
That's true.
Like, just because
the
algorithm...
have fun in the algorithm.
Right, if it's not fun, I don't have to just do it for the fucking algorithm.
Yeah.
Right.
So the secret is finding the fun things.
The fun things that the algorithm loves to eat.
Yeah.
You got to feed it that delicious candy, that sweet candy water. But, you know, you don't have to give him fucking triple rolled jelly rolls every day. Every day. Come on. Special occasions
icing.
like birthdays. Come on. Then we'll watch the premiere. Then we'll review when we were watching the premiere of the preview of the show that we were doing, and then fucking YouTube will just lose its shit. My algorithm is everywhere. I'm so algorithmed right now. Wandering Naoni, I'm positive that's how it said. Hi, brother, PFS priests. Hello, Minestrone. I have my credentials here in I am number the number's here. 219 minus 741. Roger, over. I have been a Pastafarian Minestrone since May. Not to just, you know, challenge credentials, but just to be like a bit about me. Welcome to the stream here. We've been doing this stream. This is season 5 of the radio show for, you know, week in a row? Season 5? Maybe a little bit over a week. This might be episode 8 or whatever. Not really counting. but maybe I'm perfect. Maybe it's
Oh,
totally
right.
episode 8. It probably is. I'm really good at that stuff.
I think it's episode 10.
I'm pretty sure it's episode 8, Joe. Even though you've got a book right there, I think you're counting the pre-episodes as episodes. Is what I'm trying to say to you. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna be premiering 5 minutes of conversation about street theatre, street preaching with Lonnie Mathern after this. I invite you, of course, to check out some of my videos where I go out in the streets and talk to people about the one true cult on this earth, the cult of the flying spaghetti monster. We've just been talking about shit, not literal shit. This is the one day out of the week that we have yet to talk about shit.
Yeah.
So congratulations, you're in time to be part of our daily shit conversation. We have been talking about drugs. Yesterday we were talking a bit about prostitution. I don't know if we're going to get much into that right now. Wandering Naone, like Sierra Leone. He says, I got credentials too, somewhere, lol. Yeah. I'd like to be the kind of priest, the minestrone, that gets the credentials and is able to be like, that's all I need. But I've got mine on I have to have mine because of all this YouTubing I do. I've got to sort of have it around so that people are like, wait a minute, are you just some guy that just came off the streets? Just some crazy, unhomed American that's come off the streets and trying to talk about your crazy nonsense as if it's your religion? And I said, no. You misunderstand. I'm an unhomed looking, dirty looking, crazy man who has paid $35 and so am totally allowed to come in here as a Minestronian representative of the cult of Flying Spaghetti Monster and explain to you this is a real, actual, official religion, and you are persecuting me right now, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers. And so that's why I carry it around, And I also have it framed, just in case. But I do confess that the frame is cracked. I don't know how Freudian that is, but, it fell at one point. Symbologism. I don't know who done that, whether it was Flying Spaghetti Monster or the Jesus is Devil. I don't know. It's very hard to know.
Or the chaos of my
God. It could be Afrits.
Yeah.
Could be Muslim Afrits attacking me because of all the shit I said about Mohammad. It's very hard to know. I don't have the budget to buy the equipment that would really sort of tell me who is cracking my glass, as it were. Yeah.
Interacting with those,
Yeah.
like Ghostbusters.
I know it's not Catholic demons because the Catholics couldn't fucking get it out. And I know it's not Flat Earther demons because those guys didn't get nothing out. I think it's not Mormon demons because I was Mormon the whole time I fucking became demonized. So, that's too bad. Mormonism couldn't save me from that.
Yeah.
So if you do know anybody else that might be able to get rid of my demons, let me know. We can have the exorcism all set up. They can come to Colorado and set up the videotape. We can do it in public so everyone can see. Hooray, someone's done it.
Yeah.
Fucking poor demonized schizophrenic bitch. He thought that a ball of spaghetti was the creator of this universe. What a fool he was. He was, of course, taken over by Amish demons. And that's why he was doing that way. Maybe it's the Amish. I don't know. Quakers. I don't know. We're going to have to ask around.
One of them.
Maybe that'll be the winter tour.
Yeah.
Exercise my demons, please? ?
And then cross out your religious branch.
Yeah. Check. Not Amish demons. Whose demons are these? Jesus.
Let's get you with the Lutherans.
Wandering Knee One says, I have yet to frame it though and start gospeling in my hometown. Well, I like your optimism. Have yet to, but I do remind you that you are not required to be crazy for the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I do this because I'm a crazy person. I take this shit way too seriously. I grew up a Mormon. I knocked on doors for them for 2 years in the beautiful southern hemispherical nation of New Zealand during the years of 98 and 99, 2 beautiful and bliss-filled years, and misery-filled as well.
Yes.
I don't want to bring that in though. And woke up from this cult right about the time where it was my turn to fucking really shove my kids into it, you know what I mean? It was like, put them in, put your kids into this fucking grinder. And I was like, well, no. And so then I was like, oh shit, because it's fake. And then I was like, oh shit, there's so much fucking fake. And then it just fascinates me. Hey, so I'm not saying, be like me, I'm the best Pastafarian. I'm saying I'm the best Pastafarian street preacher. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that this is the fastest growing cult in the world. You don't have to join my cult.
Yeah.
Because Pastafarianism, there's a church of Pastafarianism, you know, and there's a lot of Pastafarians there. And I convert people who don't even join my cult. I say, hey, join my cult. And they're like, no, but I will be a Pastafarian. I'll join the church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I'm like, okay. But I do have 753 subscribers I saw today.
Nice.
Very exciting. Wandering Neon says, I've yet to frame it. I've already read this one. I don't have to read it. So now I've got to think of something to talk about out of my own head. Maybe though I can look at my notes and there'll be something there to help me.
I bet so.
Hold on. Let me grab my notes here. Aha.
It is time to read comments.
Time to read the comments in our comment section. That's not what my note says.
Oh.
My note says, and it doesn't say this, but it does say, let's talk about prescription medications, shall we?
That's a good one.
Let's talk about fucking cetirizine, which is apparently not enough. Apparently not enough if you... Because I'm 1 32nd snot goblin, back on my mother's father's mother's father's mother's father's side. If I understand the story correctly, I might be wrong about a couple of those. It's 1 32nd. He was a snot goblin, full snot goblin, and so or she. I don't recall. It's sort of fuzzy. I have to look at the books. And so of course I've got part of that. And I've got these drugs that really suppress it, so that these snot goblin tendencies don't come out. But I need another drug, more than cetirizine, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But omeprazole is working great. Shove it down with this very cherry.
Carbonated.
Oh, give it to me. I don't know if you guys take prescription medications, but when I take prescription medications, I like to mark a calendar, as it were. Literally or figuratively. And sometimes, figuratively is literally, because doing it figuratively in your mind marks it literally in your head, because it's like on the synapses, it's like, it's literally marked in there. If you've got a good enough sort of thing, which I don't.
Yeah.
But, you gotta work them muscles to build them muscles. So that's what I'm doing here. You just saw me work them muscles. Remember when you were talking about EFY music? EFY stands for Especially for Youth. Is that correct? Especially for Youth. And this was the summer indoctrination session that you could send your high school aged children to.
Yep.
You send them to Utah, to BYU, because all of the student housing is available. And in the religious-owned BYU. So they say, why don't you just send your religious students over here? They will use this student housing. And we will indoctrinate them inside of these indoctrination buildings. They're usually used for, knowledge with a religion added, but now used specifically for just fucking religious indoctrination.
And we'll charge you.
And we'll charge you. But I mean, a fair price. The rent for the fucking student housing, a fair good price for that. And also for the food in the cafeteria, the same cafeteria that they used to feed the missionaries. And that they're training. And what else is there? What other sort of
The ground.
triple win is it for the win-win-win for the Mormon church, is it? Oh, and then they give you music, right? A tape of music, and they just give it to you. It's part of your. It's gratis. It's free, and it's like no. I wasn't able to say no thanks to it. That's not free. That's included in a price that has too much shit in it. So
Probably a t-shirt.
yeah, Yeah, probably a t-shirt in there. So not only that, but they were able to move some merch. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
So it was like a seminar for kids. Anyway, if you want a Pastafarian seminar, you let me know. Come to your place. We'll do a fucking 2-day seminar, 4 hours a day.
Team building exercises.
Team building. We'll build them teams. We'll talk about truth. We'll talk about love. We'll talk about flying spaghetti monster. We'll go out on the streets, try to wake the neighbours. You do let me know. Check out our Twitter for times near you. Do suggest also sort of places we should go. But anyway, talking about EFY music. Do you remember De Azevedo?
No. Maybe if I heard it though.
So there's this dude called Lex De Azevedo, who is this Mormon musician. And he had a kid, and so he was on it a lot, right? Mm-hmm. He was on these EFY tapes because they'd make a new one every year, right? They got to publish new things, and so they was able to keep this sort of Mormon music machine moving a little, right? It was just so gross.
Yeah.
And he had a daughter who there was so. Because I listened to these tapes as well. Like, you're talking about these tapes, and you know the 1 and the 2 that you went to, right? Maybe 4, right? If you
so.
were sort of unlucky. If your parents were very, very sort of like, we're definitely doing it again.
Yeah.
If you could get out of it, you know, maybe you could only go to 1 or 2. But out on the mission, dude, you just met them all, you know? You just went down the list and you knew every fucking year. It was fucking EFY all day there.
Wow.
All year round EFY on the mission. And so, yeah, and it's just really bad. And so the rule on my mission, the NZWM, right, the New Zealand Wellington mission, under Presidents Cowan and Capson.
Yeah,
that's
every
right.
area and every leader is different.
Yeah, they have different rules. But anyway, the rule for mine was uplifting music. And so I had to explain to people that because the EFY tapes were just not good, just really bad music, it makes me angry and frustrated inside that I have to listen to garbage. And so hearing these tapes is not uplifting for me. and every time I would give that argument, people would look at me like, not like I had made a joke that they didn't understand and they were just moving on, like a joke that wasn't funny, but just that I was talking a language that they didn't need to listen to.
Yeah.
Right? That I was sort of like doing math for no reason. Right.
Forget about the words that you just said.
Yeah, they just moved on. Those words didn't exist. We weren't having a conversation. It was just a new moment, and they were like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" So we're listening to this music because it's spiritually uplifting, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then I tried to say to other people, I'm like, "Hey, I don't know if you've ever heard Paul Simon's album Graceland, but I used to listen to it in the car whenever we would drive from the Los Angeles area in the blue Suburban to Phoenix, the sort of 6-hour trip, 8-hour trip in a fucking 8 miles to the gallon Suburban in the 80s, but with one fucking tape, which was Paul Simon's Graceland over and over.
Oh my god.
But that shit is some good fucking music, and it reminds me of some real good fucking times, and it really uplifts my spirits. So I'm going to listen to Paul Simon's Graceland, and I got the exact same response. Like, it's like, I just don't understand the math that you're doing, and you're probably sinning by doing math, so we're just going to pretend you don't do it. And I was like, no. If the rule is spiritually uplifting, then we need to listen to Paul Simon's Graceland, and not Graceland, but well, let's look at it. Do you guys know that one? Paul Simon's Graceland. There is the song Graceland, which is not what we're talking about, but and because they were interviewing him about Graceland, because he's like, Paul Simon, he sets Graceland up as this place he's trying to go. And when he wrote it, he hadn't been. And so the people are like, oh, so what do you think of it now? And it's like, well, it was about the idea of Graceland, a place where you can go where everything's going to be great, because Graceland isn't that. Graceland's weird. Graceland is like what happens when someone who doesn't know what to do with money gets money. And I think that Graceland, it's not just Graceland. I think that's all of America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can go to Graceland and be like, this is us. And you can look around and you can look at the carpets on the ceiling, and you can look at the sort of squash courts that his friends made for him, and the things that he collected, and the 3 televisions in one wall, and you can be like, this is what someone without an imagination would do with money. This is what they would do. They're like, I've seen it. And so, I've seen it in Time magazine, I got it. They told me I wanted it, so I got it. And that's, I think, exactly sort of, not to get political again, but I think that's sort of the president we got, right? The just sort of president without imagination, right? Just really unimaginative motherfucker. Got to go. Oh, thanks for coming by. Thank you very much. But my best wishes and keep it burping hilarious. Well, thank you very much, and thank you, Very Cherry Cola, for giving us something memorable enough that remarkable it was. It was remarkable because he remarked about it. He said, "I gotta go, but here's one last remark about your burping." And that's because of you, Very Cherry. And that's why I love you. Mwah. And thank you for coming by, Wandering Naomi. And congratulations on finding the truth and being a minestrone for the one true church on this earth, the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Please, we wish you strength and luck in your ministry, and we are very happy that your location will be blessed by your ministry. How blessed is your hometown for your love and efforts that you are about to give it and do, in your real life, real day, everyday decisions and exchanges. I bet you're a very nice and kind person, and your locality is uplifted by it incredibly. And so here's some very not at all sarcastic music for you. I didn't mute it. Like, this button, this mute button is the total worst. It's gotta be a switch. I'm gonna complain about it every time. Blue Yeti. Just to be clear, this button doesn't work. I push it and it stays off. Eh? It's
Yeah,
supposed to be like, I
everything
push
on.
it and it's changed. Instead of like, it's double changed or maybe hasn't changed.
Right.
Button. Do better. Mute button. Anyway. I was thinking about how what's name showed up in the beginning. I can scroll up and say, yeah, we got some Meridian Heights here, and Meridian Heights is all like, I'm gonna watch this later in double speed, but you know, see you soon. I like that a lot because you could be like, dude, I watched yesterday's. Here's some points. It's funny. Blah blah blah. Here's notes I took.
Here's some questions.
Yeah, and then I can just. Here's some questions that you can rant about for like 9 hours.
Yep. They're all in a row, typed out.
Yeah.
And then you go off to
And then I go back and I scroll up and I say, now what should we talk about on this list of questions? But, you know, that's totally doable because we here at Safe Word Studios... Oh shit, we've only got fucking 10 minutes until this thing starts.
Well.
I was not ready for this. Shit. We are way, way behind. I was going to listen to music and everything. I had a whole bunch of plans. I guess we've got to wait till tomorrow.
You better add them to your notes.
Add them to my notes, yeah. I suppose I'll do it when I review this episode. I'll add them to my notes. Yeah, absolutely. No, they're here on my notes. I have written them down. Anyway, I guess we've got to wrap up. Fucking shit. Yeah, so we can watch this premiere of this video right here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it though because the neighborhood kids are waking up. Yeah, thanks for coming by and supporting Safe Word Studios, our propaganda department. We are trying to educate this world, even if it's against their will. I think that is the secret. Is you don't get to say it's my right to stay uneducated. It's like no, I can educate you against your will. That's my right to say something that will educate you, even if you don't want it in your head. I'm going to change your head by adding to your language something that will make it impossible for you to behave the way you were. And that's my right. That's what free speech is there's language in your head, and if I see what it's missing, I can add it, and you can't stop it. You can only stop it by avoiding me, right?
Yeah.
Words are not weapons, eh? And they can't be treated like that. They should be treated like
Education.
Like education. Yeah. So, I mean, it is your right to remain in sin, to remain...
Unethical.
A non-ethical agent. You can sell your ethnicity, not ethnicity. You can't sell that.
No.
But you can sell your morality away to quote-unquote higher beings, though there are none. But it makes you an immoral agent, an amoral agent. And that's a very dangerous thing to be. A tree's amoral, right? A rock is amoral. And so why would you want to be that? You're given the gift of morality, ethics. You're given the responsibility of the gift of the responsibility of the gift and the responsibility.
Yeah.
You're given both at the same time, with the laying on of hands after baptism.
Yikes.
You're given the gift of the responsibility. Anyway, thank you again, Pastafarians, for coming by.
Yeah.
Join us in 10 minutes as we premiere this thing. Let's listen to some of this. We'll do maybe a bit more of this tomorrow. But this is Julie de Azevedo, the kid of Lex de Azevedo. Here's some 97, 98 EFY music. So, we're not really listening to this.
Right.
We're criticizing it because bad fucking religious music all comes from a very similar place, which is it has a lot of things in common. One of them is the artist is not good enough to make it, right? Like, if they had any other option, they'd be taking that option. They're not good enough to be passionate. And And secondly, it needs another track, right? It needs someone else needs to care about it. And somehow it's in the same moment it's overproduced. In that it's so full, right? Like before they sing the song, before they even try to write it, they write down the things that the song must do. And so the songs are written backwards, whereas really good songs are written because a band got together and they just got sort of into a vibe where they were all just feeling sort of not connected in the moment, and just the rhythm got them. Alright, I'm done with this. And the rhythm got them, and they found a vibe and a groove, and the song grew out of that, and they went where the song took them.
Right, yeah.
And all of this religion shit
Chilling together
goes the other way, where it's like, we're gonna make the best Jesus song ever, and we're gonna praise him, and we're gonna raise all glory to him. And you know, these aren't the Mormon words, but it's that they're coming at it backwards. It's gonna be so religious, and those fucking kids at EFY aren't gonna know what hit them. I'm gonna hit them right in the fucking feels.
the fields.
Yeah. So yeah, the mic's on because we're not listening to this, because we listen to good music. And that's not good music. I was criticizing it while it was happening.
Yeah.
Because all religious music is shit like that.
I had the same thought though as I listened through trolling. I was like, didn't you mute the mic? What's going on?
Yeah. No. If you want to listen to that uninterrupted, you totally can, but that's not what I was just presenting to you right now. I wasn't trying to be like, here, listen to this and then we'll talk about it. No. And I probably should have turned down a little bit on the OBS. If I had my knobs good, I would do it. Meow.tk says, is that Mormons or morons? Uh-oh. I think it's Mormans with an M-A-N-S. You Mormons. Apparently, that's a bad word again. Like, about 10 years ago, the Mormons were super cool with it. When I was out on the mission, we were told not to say it. We were told to say Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So we always did. So when I knock on a door, listen to this. This is what you've got to fucking say when you knock on the door. Hello there, I'm Elder Webb. I'm from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You're done, right? You fucking hosed, right?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Elder Webb. This is Elder What's His Nuts. We are from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we are out here today knocking on doors, asking people, and you're fucked. You're fucked right in the butt. So, I don't do that at all. Now that I'm working for the One and True cult, the fastest growing cult of in the world, trademark. It's easy because I can just say the truth, which is like, hello there, Jesus lied. You know, like, hi there, you want to join my cult? It's great, right? Like, I just get right to it instead of all this fucking formality and fucking Church of Jesus Christ. It would be better if I could be like, hello, I'm a Mormon. You ever heard of Mormons? That would be really good and easy, but you're not allowed to do that because they hated the word then, and they hate it even more now. Well, more women's is more like, you know, we don't have to have that word because, you know, they're just properties. No, that's messed up. So anyway,
But that's doctrine for them.
yeah, that's practically doctrine. Did you know that Mormon God has a bunch of wives, and so we spiritual children of the Mormon God are not spiritual children of the same heavenly mother?
That's
Did you know
hilarious.
that?
I did not know
Well,
that.
I bet I can find you the enough said by prophets over pulpits to convince you that that definitely is what we believe as
Wow.
Mormons. Yeah,
Hilarious.
yeah. I thought that was rad. All right. Yeah, because it's more like more property, isn't it? More like more wives.
Yeah.
BYU, Brigham Young.
Gross.
Is that right? Brigham Young University. Brigham Young. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any other Mormon jokes. There's not many. I didn't really pay attention to them when I was a Mormon because I didn't find them that engaging. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, there's more persecution that we were expected.
Well, I wasn't really counting persecution. I was just like, fuck off. I'm busy. But I wasn't really counting the persecution because, you know, when you do that, when I would do that, it would be easy to see the like, well, that doesn't count. You know what I mean? It was too easy for me to discount things, and then when you're not counting everything that everybody else is counting, they're going to try to convince you to count it, and then you're going to have to defend yourself, and so you just don't fucking fuck around with them. But anyway, here's a song worth listening to, and I'll definitely mute my mic for this. And then after that, we're going to be premiering that thing, so check us out over there, because
Check
I'm
out our social media.
shutting this down, and we'll be back tomorrow, like we have been for the past 8 or so days, and we will be for the next few days. I don't know, I can't see the fucking future.